wonderful viewers. It's time to relax with me. I got this plate from O'Charlie's, and there was what was in it was the soups. They put the soups in this plate. They put the soups in this plate. The bowls of soup were placed in there, and it's super clean. There's nothing inside there. Not even any food particles. And it makes amazing sounds. So let's sit back, relax, and enjoy the wonderful sounds for your relaxation. Sweet dreams. Don't forget to show your support. Both of those links are below. I'll do a more visual video of this sometime, so that you can get the best audio and visual experience. Here we go. I hope you all enjoyed my unique Elon Musk video that I posted earlier, where I shared random facts about Elon Musk. I know I've been sharing a lot recently regarding my nana, and the update on my nana is she is now down to only needing around 2 liters of oxygen. So they're thinking of discharging her from the hospital on Monday. She may have to have an oxygen tank brought home with her if they can't get her back down to needing 0 extra oxygen. They said it was a really bad case of the flu, mixed with some sort of other virus, and she had COVID symptoms as well, and she also had some sort of a viral bacterial infection besides that, and pneumonia. So she had it bad. And thank God that they caught it when they did, and she was taken to the hospital. Otherwise, she probably would not have made it. You just never know. But that's the update on her. I'm thinking of doing a video sometime talking about various forms of technology and how it works. I enjoy tech, but also I don't like the fact that they're going too far with many aspects of it. Did you see that picture of the sun? I don't know whether or not it was real. They claim that it was real, but I don't know. There's birds chirping outside at 3:31 a.m. That's weird. They don't usually chirp at 3:31 in the morning. A.M. interesting videos from the past. People have uploaded various things that we grew up with and things of that nature to archive.org or something like that. And it's like looking at a video archive documenting the way we used to watch TV. And you can see the VHS tapes, how they were when we used to have to watch very blurry TV. And it was, you remember when watching TV and trying to record your Saturday morning cartoons and Saturday morning shows like ABC Kids, Disney's One Saturday Morning, Kids WB, Nick on CBS, so on and so forth. Do you remember how it was always so fuzzy? When I was a child, I was like, we got cable, that's what it felt like. And it was just because of the Saturday morning cartoons and shows. And when it ended, it felt like the magic went away. But I remember a lot of times where I would be able to watch those cable and satellite shows would be in the hospital. My granny was in the hospital, or at my grandparents' house. It just started raining heavier again right now, so that might have been what the bird was hollering about. It's been raining a lot for the past 32 hours or so. The entire previous day and tonight it's been raining, but yeah, my pop would record, and he left the Cartoon Network channel recording on VHS, and he did not know that Adult Swim came on afterwards, and there was a lot of languages and thematic elements, to say the least, on the shows that were on Adult Swim, and the anime that would air on Toonami. And I can remember Aqua Teen Hunger Force and the Boondocks would be on that tape, but he would also sometimes record other things. And when I was little, we got to record Toon Disney. I wish I could find those tapes. Toon Disney, Cartoon Network, the classic Disney Channel, the classic Nickelodeon, things like that. I really wish I could find those tapes because they'd be very valuable now. They're like a rarity now. We brought Scamper in here earlier. Scamp is one of our cats that he's a big old kitty cat. He's a big black kitty cat. He looks like a panther. My cousin's fiance said, looks like a panther. I said, yep, that's what he looks like. And of course my cousin, she said, it's like a big bear. Big old bear. And I said he's like a big lovable teddy bear. But he suddenly got all muscled up, and he's got muscles like he's been working out at the gym. That cat looks like he's literally been going to a nearby, like there's a gym I don't know about nearby or something. There's a cat gym nearby, and you know that boxing kangaroo, I think that was on Ray William Johnson's videos from many years ago, which was back when I was in high school. If you remember that kangaroo, that is what he reminded me of when one day there was another cat over here, and he was trying to fight ours. And Scamper got up and started boxing. I have never seen a cat do that before, but he was fist boxing, just like boom, 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 boom. And that cat took It was almost like a deer in headlights. Remember that cat on YouTube where the cat that was barking at a dog? He was going rawr, 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 rawr. I've got that video downloaded on the desktop computer back from many, many years ago. I think I downloaded that in 2011 and it took me several hours. Back in the days of 240 to 480p. There was no 720, there was no 1080, let alone 4K, or now upcoming 8K. There was none of that. But, yeah, that cat that barked like a dog. Look that up. Back in the sneezing panda days, where the panda sneezed, and it got startled and looked at its young one like, what was that? And then just went back to chewing not granola, what in the world? Chewing the bamboo, the granola. I guess a panda could chew granola, but anyway, yeah, chewing the granola bar. What in this world? Chewing the bamboo. Not a bamboo bar, it's a bamboo. Tiki Hut, no. Tiki. I just thought about that episode of SpongeBob, Squidward's Tiki Dreams. But yeah, speaking of original old videos from back in 2011, I was actually one of the first 1,000 people. I think I was 1,700 and something. I think it was 1,776. I was the 1,776th viewer of the annoying orange. Hey, banana, what you doing? Well, just hanging around with my bud. And it was new and funny back then. And the odd one's out. That YouTuber, he has his own show now. His own cartoon animated series on Netflix. That was random, I know. But yeah, that show, the annoying orange, he made millions off of that and quit. He did one season for Cartoon Network. They picked it up. And you could pull it up on YouTube back then. Pull up. I remember seeing part of it on Sling TV. And then after that, I don't know if they did another season or not. I think it was just one season. And then they put out some DVD specials where they had the annoying orange season 1. I saw it in Walmart. I never got it, but I saw it. And he made a mint off of that series that he made by just putting his face onto some fruits and vegetables. And it was genius, really, in a way. Low-key genius. Anyway. Alright, so I forgot about this Mapco slushy cup. The 42-ounce cup from Mapco. Don't even think about the barcodes anymore either. They don't think about the fact that when my Nana worked in retail, back when she worked in a grocery store, they actually had to write down every item and put it on a piece of paper and print a receipt out and write each item down. That was back then. That wasn't really that long ago on the grand scale of things, really. I remember back then they'd give you an invoice receipt with everything. We still have an original, like a receipt where some of the old mom and pop shops used to actually write out everything. That was really cool. No one knows how to do anything anymore. There's a King of the Hill sketch where they said they couldn't add it up, and he said, it's 8. The number is 8. It's 8. Multiply by 8. And he said, yes, and 8 is a key on the computer, sir. And that was back in the 90s, imagine how people would be now. Anyway, let's do some fast tapping. Now, if something is not instant, people get frustrated. People get too frustrated too easily anymore because, they just do. But, just live and take your time and just be kind and just get along and try to take it one step at a time, one moment at a time, step by step. Step by step. Patrick Duffy. Oh, that's not scary. Have you ever seen Step by Step? Patrick Duffy. Alright. Hey kids, I'm TV's Phil Curtis. Hey kids, I'm Patrick Duffy. It's legs made of that Patrick Duffy. Alright. CashApp. I remember that came on CW58. It's now CW 17-2, but back then it was the CW58. And growing up, when I was in high school as well, when I was supposed to be doing homework, I was watching TV, and I was up till times that I was not supposed to be up till, and I was watching the old sitcoms, where I remember According to Jim would come on. They'd have 2.5 Men. Then they'd have it all night long of TV shows. You'd go from Fox to My TV 30, and then over to CW 58, from one to the other to the other. It would be like 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, and it would be King of Queens, and they would have Raymond. They'd have, alright, I don't know what that noise was. I'm sure you heard it. It was right over that way. But anyway. They would have all of these sitcoms, and they put George Lopez show, or just George Lopez, whichever it is. And then they would have all these shows on. They would put Futurama on, and they put The Simpsons, and every night it would be King of Queens and King of the Hill and The Simpsons, 5 and 5:30, 9 and 9:30, and then 10:30. And you'd switch from network to network to watch it. And then there would be the Bernie Mac show, and I would be up late at night watching that. Then they'd have American Dad. I remember 2:30 in the morning was American Dad. I think they had an hour of that one on some of the nights throughout the week. And then right after American Dad, they would put on South Park on CW 58 at 3 a.m., 3 to 3:30. And then at 4 a.m. they would air, I think, a Friends episode. But before that, it was an all-night thing, starting at 5 o'clock all the way up till 5 in the morning. And sometimes I was up watching these shows, and I was supposed to have been doing homework and sleeping, getting some sleep. But I also had a really rough time in school with being sick and everything. But anyway, yeah. Tell some of your stories. If you were up watching TV when you were supposed to have been sleeping or doing homework. I had a rough time, though. I really did. That was back then. There wasn't streaming and internet for TV. There was, what they put on was aired on TV, which I really do miss, the fact that they used to air good programming on TV. Didn't expect you to pay for it. It was on antenna TV, and it was like, there you go. It was 4 and 4:30, like King of Queens, Everybody Loves Raymond, 2.5 Men, Big Bang Theory, and they would have American Dad, and in the middle of the night they would air American Dad, like I said. And The Simpsons, King of the Hill, and The Simpsons would air twice. Once on Fox, and then once on my TV 30. And then late at night, 3 o'clock would be South Park. Right after South Park would be the Bernie Mac show. And you knew you were up really late when that was on and Bernie Mac was on. So that's where I remember first seeing the episode of South Park, Volcano. That's actually one of the first ones I ever seen when I was in 9th or 10th grade, and I was supposed to go to sleep. And I was supposed to be doing homework as well. But yeah. And The Simpsons, I loved watching The Simpsons and King of the Hill, and the good sitcoms of that day. They also aired Frasier and Becker, which I think now come on the Rewind Network. It was just a better era for movie shows and sitcoms. They claim we live in the golden age of television, but cable networks were better, satellite TV was better, and just antenna TV was better. And even though it took longer to download things, people appreciated it more than just streaming it. Oh, there it is. But there's something about live TV that feels more there, and the other feels more dead. I don't know how to explain it. Live TV, my mama even says the same thing. Live TV feels more like it's there for you, and then I've still got that psychological feeling as well. Then versus when you're pulling something up, it's like, I know you're in control, but yet it's like, I don't know, it's like nothing's really there. I don't know how to explain it. Let me know if you get that feeling. Do you have that feeling? Unless you're resting at this point and you aren't really paying attention to the dialogue. But yeah, the late night shows were better as well in that era. I remember it was Jay Leno, Jimmy Fallon, David Letterman, Craig Ferguson, and it was better. Even back when they had Lopez Tonight and Conan O'Brien, it was just better. Every bit of that was better than today's. Today's are too divided, too political, and it's just, I liked the simplicity and the actual comedy back then. There was real comedy back then. No trigger warnings, no divisiveness, no division, no hateful rhetoric, just comedy and simple entertainment. Just simple entertainment. I miss Jay Leno's headlines. Look that up. It's hilarious. Jay Leno's headlines. And the way Craig Ferguson would have his witty banter between himself and the guests, that would be hilarious too. That was always funny. It was better back then. David Letterman, his sharp wit. Jay Leno, Jimmy Fallon was better back then as well. He's the least political of them now, but they're still all that way. Actually, besides, James Corden is also pretty good, but he's less political than the others, but he's still good, he's still funny. I do like carpool karaoke too as well, so. But other than that, I really miss that era. But you had your MP3 player, and you would wait for a song to play on the radio, and I would wait, and then I would wait for the next one to come on and press record, and then stop recording when the song was over, so that I would have the song, or record a radio program, or things like that. And then try to download it on a few MP3 websites back then as well. And if you could, you might stream on a few. It might take a little while to load. You were lucky to be able to do that back then. Oh man, suddenly, I might go ahead and end this video here. But yeah, it was better. What are some of your memories from that era? Let me know your memories from that era. But yeah, back to the Annoying Orange. I was one of the first 1,700 people to watch that. There was something else I was going to say, but I forgot. I'll think of it soon, I hope. Maybe I'll think of it for another video. I just miss that era and the nostalgia. But a lot of times when I got to watch anything cable or satellite TV related, it was because my grandparents recorded it, or I was at Nana's. Every once in a while I got to watch TV at Nana's. Sometimes on her other TV. She always usually didn't let you watch what they didn't want you to watch. So they didn't care. My Nana and Papa didn't care for you watching cartoons, but they sometimes recorded them. But anyway, I did get to watch it at the hospital with Granny, and she passed away in 2005, December 2005. But I got to watch it in the nursing home as well. They had one of those TVs that they called HD TVs, but they weren't really. They had like the vinyl screen. You know what I'm talking about? The rough vinyl screen that you could scratch like. It was like, that's what it was like. That was probably a horrible sound for recording, but yeah, it was not really HD, but they called it that. The picture quality was bad, but anyway, yeah, I still watched it in the nursing home, and I was watching Disney, and I remember when Twitches and Twitches 2 aired, and it was in the era of like Little Einsteins, and sometimes they put on Little Bear and Little Bill and all the littles, right? But now they put on Twitches, and everybody. Let's see. What was it? That's So Raven, and then the spinoff Corey in the House, Phil of the Future, Fillmore, all those Saturday morning cartoons and shows. And then they would put on shows on Disney Channel back then. Then they actually would put on American Dragon, Jake Long, and I think right afterwards they put on let's see, Corey in the House came on, and I remember watching Corey in the House at this fitness center at a gym, and I also got to see it at the laundromats. Used to have cable TV, and I'd watch it there. So basically the hospital, the laundromats, a fitness center, or a gym, and the nursing home, or my grandparents recorded it on TV, or on the computer. You got to stream back then on sites that weren't legal, but they had tvpc.com where you could actually watch them, and they were streaming cable networks. I would watch those late night until 3 in the morning back then, and I'd watch the old Cartoon Network shows, Time Squad, Billy and Mandy, Nickelodeon stuff like Jimmy Neutron, The Fairly Odd Parents. I would usually get to watch in the doctor's office and things like that. It's just memorable for me. What memories do you have?